All information contained in this podcast is general in nature and does not consider your individual circumstances. You should consider the appropriateness of this information with regards to your individual objectives, financial situation, and needs. Welcome to Sharing More Than the Sheets, a podcast to help you and your partner make better financial and lifestyle decisions so that you can both focus on the things that you love. I'm your host, Michael Curry, financial planner, green thumb, husband, and just dad. This podcast is part of a short series to help and encourage current and potential small business owners to improve and grow. I will be talking to experts in their fields, as well as successful business owners, and we will be discussing what they do and how they do it so well. We're currently in week 8 of our small business series, and I wanted to take this opportunity to drop my thoughts in and some encouragement on those that have been listening to these episodes and have been thinking of starting their business or taking their business to the next level. The feedback that we've received has been amazing. It is so exciting to see the messages, to talk to people that tell me that they've listened to something that's inspired them through this whole podcast show, but especially in the last 7 weeks. I wanted today to talk about a little experience from myself starting a business where it's never easy taking a jump and moving from something where you're really comfortable to something that's unknown and something where you may not be comfortable. But anybody that has a business will tell you that it's probably one of the most rewarding experiences ever. Dr. Adam Fraser, I did an episode with him December 2020, and we talked about happiness. We talked about a few things, but something that Dr. Adam Fraser's talked about in the past is with happiness, with struggle comes happiness. When people overcome things, when people achieve things, comes this little level of satisfaction. And having a business is so rewarding, not just financially, not just, by providing you some time with your family, but even on a personal level, to be able to achieve something like having a business that's actually operating, words cannot comprehend the feeling. I don't know if I'm explaining it properly, but that's probably the easiest way I can put it. So just from experience, talking to clients, and again, from my personal experience, it is really, really hard to jump out of something where you're really comfortable into something which is unknown. And the advice that I would give in this area is to first of all plan things. So listen to our episode on planning a business. We did this with Chris Lowe last year, and we talked about having a business plan, and have a plan where you can sit there and plan out your business and what you're hoping to achieve, what the business will look like, what your income and expenses are going to be, and when you expect to actually start making a profit. The other thing as well is to talk to professionals. A lot of professionals, especially those that have been part of the small business series, are so passionate about what they do. They would be more than happy to have a chat on the phone or to respond to an email. Talk to people that know what they're doing and surround yourself with the right people. There's a saying, and I've said it many times, but if you show me your friends, I'll show you your future. If you surround yourself with successful people, or with people that are driven, or people that are very like-minded to you, you are a lot more likely to achieve your goals, and you are a lot more likely to push yourself compared to if you didn't really focus on who you're surrounding yourself with, or if you didn't really pay attention to it. The other thing as well is sometimes some of the most successful businesses were established out of desperation. So people have been in a situation where they've lost their job, or they have had no choice but to stop their job for health reasons or for whatever reason it may be. But they've literally gone into something, started a business, and it's been massively successful. And there are situations where people have taken jumps and just thought, you know what, let's just do it. I did an episode with Alex Hamzy. Him and his wife's business, they initially just took a jump. They took a gamble. We did this episode last year together, and they were successful. And to this day, their business is still growing. And it's such an inspiring story, and it's an inspiring journey. So if you're in a situation where you're thinking, you know what, I want to start a business, plan it out, talk to professionals, and just do it. These podcasts have been brought to you by Better Financial Planning Australia. To book a free 15-minute phone chat, visit betterfinancialplanning.com.au. If you have a financial advisor, it does help. part of what we do is we help clients look at their journey financially, look at cash flow, look at what to expect. We talk about some worst case scenarios, and we help you put some things in place so that but when the business is performing poorly cash flow wise, which every business does, especially initially, you can at least have some plans in place and some savings or a backup of some sort so that you can see it through, essentially, so that you can back yourself. And backing yourself is probably one of the most powerful qualities of a business owner. Trusting yourself, backing yourself, and saying, you know what, I believe in myself and I believe I can do this. Now, will your business fail? Potentially. Statistically, most businesses fail. But you know what? With failure comes success. And from making mistakes, you learn to improve. And there's a saying that I heard years ago as a teenager that you learn more from your mistakes than you do by doing the right thing. And if you look at many, many, many success stories, and again, I talked about this earlier last year, we talked about Michael Jordan, we talked about some failures where they didn't listen to their critics. The episode's called Haters Gonna Hate. And they didn't listen to the voice inside their heads, and they just kept going. And some of the biggest successes in history initially failed, and they failed miserably, but they just kept going. Now, there is such thing as beating a dead horse, and we also need to be careful to essentially look at your business. And if you feel that you're in a situation where, you know what, this isn't really going anywhere, and if you talk to professionals which probably agree with you, then yes, there's no point pursuing a business or continuing a business that is destined to fail. But at the same time, it's really important to understand why a business hasn't failed, why it hasn't succeeded, to know whether it was just something that was done differently or whether you should be looking at a completely different concept. So listen to these episodes, listen to the topics, shoot through questions. I'm loving the feedback that's coming through. I'm loving the questions that are coming through. And setting up a business is a time in your life where there is so much uncertainty. But just like anything, you'll look back and you'll think, wow, how did I do this? You know, look at where we were back then, look at where we are now. The other thing as well is, just on the point of failure, embrace the possibility of failure. So think about the fact that, yes, the business might actually fail. And if that does happen, what's the plan going to be? And that all comes down to planning. The last thing as well is to prioritize your vision. So with any business, with any goal, even when it comes to investing, it's crucial to have a vision, to have a goal, to know why you're doing what you're doing. If you invest, it should have a purpose. You should be investing for a reason. You know, when there's a purpose, A, you're more motivated to achieve it, but secondly, you can make sure that your journey or your method aligns with that goal. A business is exactly the same thing. So if you're starting a business so that you can hopefully work 3 days a week when the business is successful, have that vision from day one so that you can set up the business from day one to be able to cater for that goal. Work out from day one what you need to do to be able to work 3 days a week eventually. If your goal is to have multiple businesses, if it's to franchise your business, think about that from the beginning, because that will affect and that will dictate the way you plan your business, its processes, how you establish things, even the legal structure, the tax structure that you set up your business in, that will dictate that side of things as well. The other thing as well is when it comes to having a vision, when it comes to having a purpose, if you have a partner, share this with your partner, because your partner is going to be one of your biggest supporters, and your partner is going to be the person that will be there with you in the good times and the bad times. Now, I'm very fortunate that I've got an amazingly supporting wife who I love very much, if I haven't mentioned that before. And, you know, she understands my vision, and she understands where I'm heading and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm very thankful, and I'm very blessed that she is on the same page and she agrees with me. And that may not always be the case, and that's completely fine. But the whole point is to make sure your partner understands your vision, understands why you're doing what you're doing, so that, again, you can make sure it's clear to you, to your partner, to your family, to those that are going to be affected, whether it succeeds or fails, so that everybody understands the method to the madness. I talked about this with Andrew Lorking. We talked about setting up a business for exiting it, so exiting your business, but essentially we also talked about, if that is one of your goals, to one day have a business that you sell in 5 years or you step back from, know that from the beginning and set up your processes from the beginning as well. I talked to Michael back about the customer experience, about, when you set up your business, if your customer is your focus, if your client is the person that's going to be paying you, which it is 99.9% of the time, set up your business so that it's customer focused, so that the things you do, the things you say are all consistent, and that your goals align with the goals of your clients as well and your customers. So I hope the series has helped a lot of people. The feedback, as I said, I've received has been amazing. It's been so encouraging. This is going to continue. This isn't the last episode of the Small Business series. We still have a few more to go. I just wanted to just come in, drop this message, drop these words. Hopefully you get something out of it. Hopefully it helps you and encourages you to start a business if that is something that's for you. It isn't for everyone. It definitely isn't for everyone. But if it's something that's for you, and if it's something that you feel that you can do, just do it. Do it, and hopefully you'll have a business that is successful, that caters to your needs and your family's needs to help you do, be, and feel better. Thanks for joining us on Sharing More Than the Sheets. Please make sure you subscribe to be updated with future episode releases, and feel free to share this episode with any friends or family that you think it might benefit. Please visit us at sharingmorethanthesheets.com.au to submit questions or requests for future podcast topics. These podcasts have been brought to you by Better Financial Planning Australia. To book a 15-minute phone chat, visit betterfinancialplanning.com.au.